Hollywood's golden age dazzled the world with its shining stars, legendary films, and unforgettable performances. But behind the bright lights and glamorous smiles lurked a darker truth. What if some of the most beloved actors of that era were hiding secrets so sinister, so disturbing, that they would forever change how we see them? Today, we're diving into the hidden shadows of Hollywood. Pass to reveal the 10 most evil actors of the Golden Age. The dark side you never knew. For decades, classic Hollywood icons were idolized as larger-than-life heroes, both on and off the screen. Their flawless public images masked deep personal flaws, destructive behaviors, and sometimes downright evil acts. In this video, we uncover the disturbing stories behind 10 stars whose reputations were stained by cruelty, manipulation, and scandal. From ruthless tempers to toxic family dynamics, prepare to see these legends in a very different light. John Flynn was a celebrated leading man, known for heroic roles that captured audiences' hearts. Yet, behind the camera, Flynn's life was riddled with turmoil. His legal battles over scandalous allegations shook the industry, leaving a permanent scar on his reputation. Though Flynn was ultimately acquitted, the damage was done. His core fans stood by him, but many saw the trial as proof of reckless and questionable behavior. The scandal clashed sharply with his on-screen image of virtue, exposing a troubling duality. Hollywood's glossy surface hid a man whose private life was complicated and fraught with tension. Flynn's story reveals the tension between a star's crafted persona and their often messy, darker reality. Bing Crosby was the golden voice of a generation, beloved for his smooth charm and success in music and film. But his personal life told a different story, one marked by emotional distance and familial strife. His marriage to Dixie Lee began as a fairy tale but soon unraveled under the weight of mental health struggles and alcoholism. Lee's decline deeply affected Crosby, who was known for his stoic nature and reserved demeanor. Behind closed doors, Crosby's relationships with his children were strained and complicated. His oldest son, Gary Crosby, would later reveal a childhood filled with cold discipline and emotional neglect. Instead of warmth, Gary described his father as authoritarian and distant, a man more concerned with control and performance than love. This emotional chasm led to lasting pain and struggles for Gary, exposing the dark cost of Crosby's personal failings beneath his public image. Peter Sellers was a comedic genius. His portrayal of Inspector Clouseau, immortalized in the Pink Panther films. Yet Sellers was famously difficult, temperamental, demanding, and unpredictable on set. His refusal to step out of character between takes and constant improvisations frustrated directors and co-stars alike. Blake Edwards, the director who worked closely with Sellers, often found himself battling Sellers' mood swings and creative clashes. Sellers' obsession with redefining his role made collaboration a challenge, disrupting filming schedules and causing tension on set. Despite these struggles, Sellers' performances were box office hits, but his behind-the-scenes behavior painted a starkly different picture. That of a volatile, controlling actor whose eccentricities strained every working relationship. Sellers' clashes with Edwards became legendary, with the director often forced to accommodate the actor's erratic moods and temperamental outbursts. Sellers demanded control over his character's development, frequently rewriting scenes and lines without informing others. His co-stars, including Claudia Cardinale and Elk Summer, noted his elusive and sometimes aloof attitude. Sellers' obsession with his character made it hard for others to work alongside him, as the lack of communication disrupted scene flow and frustrated his fellow performers. Yet, despite all this chaos, the Pink Panther series became one of the most beloved comedy franchises, a testament to Sellers' brilliance, shadowed by his difficult personality. Milton Berle was television's first big comedy star, a pioneer whose larger-than-life performances once captivated millions. But as TV evolved, Berle struggled to keep up. By the late 1970s, Berle's style felt outdated, overthought, and bombastic compared to the newer, sharper comedy voices like those on Saturday Night Live. His infamous 1979 appearance on SNL was a disaster. Berle refused to follow the show's format or take direction, insisting on improvising and inserting his own material. His antics disrupted rehearsals and the live broadcast, clashing with the younger, edgier cast and crew. The old vaudeville-style comedian seemed stuck in the past, unwilling to adapt or collaborate. This clash highlighted the generational divide in comedy and left Berle marginalized, a star who had once ruled but was now seen as arrogant and out of touch. Orson Welles is hailed as a cinematic genius, best known for Citizen Kane, a film that revolutionized cinema. Yet, his towering talent came with a dark side. Private recordings reveal a bitter, deeply critical man who often disparaged even his closest colleagues. Welles was notorious for his ego and caustic remarks, famously mocking actors like Laurence Olivier and James Stewart with harsh insults. His frustration with the Hollywood studio system and the compromises he had to make fueled his disdain. Welles was a free spirit clashing with a machine he felt limited his vision. His bitterness, insecurity, and ruthless critiques cast a shadow over his legendary status, showing that genius and darkness often walked hand in hand. Mickey Rooney was one of Hollywood's most prolific actors, known for youthful energy and charm, but his off-screen personality was often abrasive and difficult. During the filming of National Velvet, where he starred opposite a young Elizabeth Taylor, reports surfaced of inappropriate behavior toward the then 12-year-old actress. Rooney later dismissed Taylor, questioning her talent and even denying familiarity with her, revealing a harsh arrogance. His interactions with colleagues were marked by condescension and a lack of empathy. Rooney's reputation for being rude and bombastic contrasted sharply with his on-screen persona of warmth and likability. After his passing, stories emerged that shattered his carefully constructed image, exposing a man who was far less charming behind the scenes. These stories reveal the disturbing realities lurking behind the glamour of Hollywood's golden age. The actors we admired for their talent and charisma were often flawed, troubled, and sometimes downright evil people whose actions caused pain and lasting damage. As fans, it's easy to get lost in the magic of their performances, but it's important to remember the complex, often dark human beings behind the stars. Hollywood's golden age was as much about hidden darkness as it was about shining light. What do you think about these actors' dark sides? Were their actions forgivable, or should their legacies be Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.